Hello, everybody. All right, so I wanted to touch base with those who are thinking about going into trucking or people who have just started in the trucking industry. Um, I'm a member of several Facebook groups, but one in particular, a couple I've been reading. These people are coming into trucking, and it's supposed to be helping those coming into trucking so that they can ask questions from those seasoned professionals, look for advice, that kind of stuff. Lately there's been a lot of complaining about trucking um, on that, and it kind of irks me. First off, a lot of people complaining, why can't I find a local job? I just graduated from truck school. I need to make bank. This is good money, I heard, so why can't I find a job working where I go home every night? Okay, that's not trucking. You want a local job, two things. One, you got to have experience. You got to know what you're doing with that truck. You got to know what you're doing with that trailer. You got to put in the time. You got to have experience. Secondly, local doesn't pay squat um, compared to over the road. Over the road is where the money's at. As a company driver. Now, as an owner operator, I'm not going there because I don't know anything about it. Um, you can make bank or you can lose your shirt there. I've heard it both ways. I don't want to take the risk. I've got kids at home. I need benefits, so I drive company truck. Um, so get that out of your mind. If you're going into trucking, don't think you're going to get a local job and don't think you're going to make bank right off the bat. How getting into trucking works. You have to go through trucking school. The laws just changed. There is no other way to get into trucking without going to trucking school. Now, that can be anywhere from 3 weeks to 6 months. It can also be anywhere from $4,000 to $15,000, depending. Okay? Now, you have the option of paying that out of pocket. That is not what I did. Starting companies, what we call mega fleets, have training programs for people who don't have their commercial driver's license, CDL. And the way those work is there's a charge for it, but if you would like to defer the charge and work for them for a certain time, you're under contract to work with them for that time period. Um, Now, you're going to get abused at those companies, pay-wise. They're going to run you hard, and they're not going to pay you much. Okay, because you're under contract, and if you walk away from them, then you end up having to pay them the schooling. That's how they make their money back on the schooling. So, when you keep that in mind, you're going to have to run hard, be prepared to run hard, and get paid squat for it. There's no way to enter the trucking industry and start with a six-figure job. It's just not going to happen. Okay? So what I did when I went into trucking, now this is last century, it was a long time ago, but what I did is I didn't even look at the costs of the schools when they told me what the cost was. I looked at the length of the contract. There's some companies out there where the length of the contract is upwards of 3 years. I ended up finding a company that was 9 months. Now, I could tell you the company, but it doesn't even exist anymore. So that's what I would do when searching for those contracts or for training is go through a company and find the shortest contract, and then stick with it. Now, after school, they are going to put you with a trainer. Now, that's the other thing I'm hearing a lot of complaints about is my trainer does this, my trainer does that, my trainer won't do this, my trainer won't do that. First off, there is a shortage of trainers in the industry. You're not going to be able to find the ideal gender or most truck drivers smoke. So if you're looking for a female non-smoker, you're going to have to be willing to give on one of those in order to get into a training facility or even both. I ended up with a male trainer because at the time I was single, I didn't care. Now, that trainer's job is to teach you how they do trucking. That trainer's job is not to be your hotel concierge. Their job is to make sure that when you get off of their truck, that you will be capable of making your own decisions in the trucking industry and be able to function in the trucking industry. You will not shower every day. So get that out of your mind. There are times where you will wake up at a customer. I do that multiple times a week where I end up going to a customer. I get, like tonight, I'm going to be delivering tonight at like 8 p.m. By the time I get out of there, it'll be 10, 11 midnight. I'm not going to find parking at a truck stop, especially since this is in a major metropolitan complex or metro area. So I'm planning on parking on the road next to my customer for my night. Now, that means I will not have access to a bathroom. That means I will not have access to a shower. That means I will not have access to food. Keeping that in mind, I've prepared so that when I get there tonight, I can maintain myself. And I'm not going to tell you all of that. That's what trainers are there to teach you. Okay? I will be getting up in the morning and I will be going and grabbing another trailer and delivering it to another customer. At that point, I will be delivering that trailer the next morning. And then after I finish that, then I'm going to go pick up another load and run as hard as I can to the next customer because it's an ASAP load. As soon as possible. We call that just in time. JIT. And that customer, it's a drop and hook, but from there, I'm headed back to the yard. All of this can be done in one legal day of running. Now, at the yard, we don't have showers. We have bathrooms, but we don't have showers. And I have to go to the yard because that's where I'm going to be getting my next load. So, right there's two nights that I'm not going to get a shower. Honestly, that's pretty normal in the industry. 3-4 days between showers is very normal. Also, keep in mind, we've got limited space on this truck. So having 2-3 weeks worth of clothing on the truck, if you're showering every day, you're not going to have room for anything else. Okay? And yes, you can shower, or you can do your laundry at truck stops, but that's going to take you a lot of time and money. Whereas if I take my laundry home every 3-4 weeks, I can run it overnight while I'm sleeping, no problem. And I just get up in the morning and I put it where I need to go. That's how I do things. Now, trainers will teach you how they do things. Keep in mind, trainers are people too. We are not perfect. There's only been one perfect human being, and I'm not going to get into a religious discussion. But I'm not a perfect human being. I make mistakes. Your trainers are not perfect. They're going to make mistakes. But their job is to teach you how to function in the industry. So, before you get into trucking, or if you're starting your process, you need to understand this industry is not like every other job. You don't work your day, go home, and deal with your stuff at home. Okay? When I work my day, my bunk is back there. Okay? My bunk doesn't have a shower, doesn't have a toilet. I manage those things on my own. I'm not going to shower every day, and you're going to have to work your way up to those big money. The company I work for right now, unless you're specialized, you're not going to make the big money. But the company I'm working for, they're specialized. They work, I'm actually attached to a production plant. I run their loads out, and then I run loads back to the terminal. And then I run their loads out, and my company won't even take someone unless they've got 2 years experience at least and a clean record. Okay? You will not get into specialized or the high dollar running until you get the experience. Okay? This is good money, but you've got to put in your time. You've got to put in your efforts. You're not going to get it right off the bat. So, little bit of a rant. I apologize, and I will touch base with you next time. Thanks. Bye.